Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Pisces for October 2020. Keep in mind, my friends, it's a general message. Take what you feel applies to you, your situation, your life. Disregard the rest. Know as well that time is fluid. So we may be picking up on something that's happening now, something that's happened in the past, or something that hasn't happened yet. Again, keep an open mind, an open heart, and if it doesn't feel like it's for you, disregard it, toss it out the way, don't keep it stuck in your head. For all my subscribers, guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. It means the world that you are. I love you guys, seriously. Thank you for supporting me. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you feel like this resonates, please subscribe, join the journey with me, like and share if you feel called to. It's all appreciated, my friends. But know that no matter what messages do come through today, through the cards or whatever Spirit offers, it's still up to you, your grassroots evolution, your active free will, what you do, the choices you make, and how you get your fulfillment in this world. That's up to you. And for me, that's personal freedom and power. So before I get into the reading, I'm just going to take a moment. I'm going to call in Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, and my team of light to join us to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, to use me as the clearest channel possible and only delivering messages for the highest good of those of you watching. If this does not resonate, guys, check your moon, your rising, or your Venus signs. There may be something in there for you as well. But let's get started. So I want to show you this deck. The book for it is called The Sacred Self-Care Oracle by Jill Pine, or Pyle, sorry, not Pine. It's P-Y-L-E, almost like Lyle, but Pyle. And it's a wonderful little deck. So if you guys are tarot enthusiasts or oracle enthusiasts, this one may be for you. Maybe on that wish list for Christmas, or just birthday, or just to have on your own. Just wanted to let you guys know because I think it's wonderful. So let's start here with an overarching energy, Spirit, that you would like us to be aware of that would be helpful for the month of October and November going forward. Because again, we're at the end of October. This is sort of the messages that Spirit has to offer us. We have a card that fell on the floor, and it was ground yourself. So it is very important right now to take care of your mental and your spiritual well-being by being grounded into this physical plane. Remembering that yes, you are a spiritual being. Yes, we connect with the heavens and we are a divine being. But we are also on this earth plane experiencing an earthy experience. So we need to remember how important it is to ground into the earth, to connect with Mother Gaia, and to feel like we're here, to be fully present, not so much with our head up in the clouds. Also, to me, the more grounded we are, the more full of a circuit we are. So when we're connecting with Spirit, we are not depleting our energy resources is what I'm hearing. We're full circuit, so we're energizing ourselves as well. Also, we have the rainbow here. The more we get in touch with, I feel like this is also chakra related, maybe cleansing out our chakras. Also, doing the pillar of light, calling Spirit, calling light down through your body, cleansing out your energy field, also cleansing out your auric fields as well. Some of what I'm feeling as a bath could be really grounding as well. You may want to get out into the woods, get into the forest, touch a tree. If it's warm enough where you are, take your shoes off, feel the dirt in between your toes, or walk around your house without shoes on. Let your feet feel the floor. But one of the things you can do to ground is just a quick exercise where you take your shoes off, you spread your toes apart, and you take a deep breath in. And your intention is that you're going to ground your feet into the earth's core. Spread your roots out like trees and feel yourself grounded and connected with this earth. Can be very, very helpful here. They're asking me to get a little bit from the book just to see if there's something I missed. The mantra for this is, I am grounded, strong, and stable. I am grounded, stable, and strong. And when we are going through experiences and life changes, being grounded really helps us to keep our head so that we're not confused, we're not overstressed, we're handling things in the most appropriate way, knowing we can only do so much at once, and prioritizing as well. As what I heard with this is prioritizing your resources, prioritizing your time, and know that it is absolutely essential for your spiritual growth and your well-being on this earth to try and stay grounded. So I am grounded, stable, and strong. Come into the present moment, connect with the earth, and stabilize yourself in a harmonic state through grounding. This practice helps you integrate higher messages and callings by bringing them fully into your physical body through the earth's energy fields. So it basically just says everything that I told you. And then you can also ground yourself by eating a nourishing meal that contains root vegetables. Gardening, shaping things with clay, or spending time in nature. Find an activity that makes you feel fully present in your body and appreciative of the connection that you have to this earth. Journal prompt. How do you feel after taking the time to connect with the earth physically and through visualization and meditation? Because I bet you it might be a little bit better, right? So this is one of the things that we need to be very conscious and aware, and whatever reminds you to be fully present in this physical, those are grounding exercises, okay? Also, root chakra. So your base chakra could be some really wonderful times to look up on YouTube or even on your own to do some root chakra meditations. You may want to wear red, wear like a black or a brown. I'm currently wearing onyx, and it is very, very grounding as well, stabilizing. But definitely take a look at what different stones you could. They want me to show you the bottom, which is to drink tea as well. And what did I open up to? Pleasure, which is another way to ground yourself in this physical and to be fully present in the moment. Because when we're experiencing pleasure, oftentimes our cares, our worries, everything else, it is kind of melted away. This could be physical body pleasure, your body telling you, hey, I need some pleasure, I need some of the sweet stuff in this world. This could also be asking you to do things that bring pleasure to your life. So if you enjoy reading, if you enjoy taking a walk, if you enjoy listening to the birds sing, if you enjoy having wonderful conversations with your friends, do those kinds of things as well. But don't forget as well in this world that your body is a vessel and we can experience infinite pleasure as well. Something I'm hearing as well, guys, for any of you interested, is you may want to look up energy orgasms, which if you are grounded, should be easier to accomplish. There's a lady called Layla Martin. For any of you who are over 18, she does talk a lot about sex, and she talks a lot about it in a very empowering way, and talking about pleasure and sacred pleasure, and that this doesn't just necessarily come from our body and us being touched and another being touched. There's many different ways that we can experience our sexuality and our pleasure within our body. Here she is clearly touching the erogenous zones. Remember, you have many different erogenous zones, and maybe you might want to explore some of this. They're also showing me burning bowl at the bottom. So while you are giving yourself pleasure, or experiencing pleasure, it may be time to ask yourself or get really in touch with, as I'm doing certain tasks throughout my day, do they bring me pleasure? Do they not bring me pleasure? Is there things I'm holding on to that are blocking or inhibiting my ability to experience and feel and accept pleasure in my world, or even feel worthy of it? Also, this drink tea. Drinking tea can be really, really therapeutic as well. Caffeine free is beneficial. If you are drinking caffeine, though, a lot of the time zinc can be very helpful in the winter months to kind of stave off our colds. But here it looks like she's drinking some peppermint. So even a cup of tea, to be quite honest, can bring you pleasure. And our pleasure centers aren't only in our erogenous zones. They're in what are we looking at, what are we smelling, what are we tasting. Let's enjoy. What are we feeling, right? Let's enjoy many different things. And most of the time, you guys know when that first sip of tea, that first sip of coffee, it's heavenly, right? As long as it's not so hot it burns your mouth. So take the time to enjoy the little things in this world. Stay grounded. Connect with this earthly plane as well. So I'm going to bring a message now from the Shadowscape Tarot and just see what messages we have for tarot for this month, please. So Spirit, what messages would you like to tell the sign of Pisces, please, for October 2020? You have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So this is nice that it's in the reverse because we're moving out of self-deception. We're moving out of confusion. We're moving out of a state of even maybe potentially lies or, unsureness in this world. I'm going to pull more cards. Can you, Spirit, please tell me more about the Seven of Swords? Why is it reverse? So that one. There's two, actually, that fell out with that. Got the Ten of Swords in the reverse and the Ten of Cups. So, this is important, I feel like, because the swords in the reverse, the Ten of Swords, if it's in the upright, we're letting the burdens go. We realize it's been heavy to carry, it's been plaguing our mind, it's time to release them and to get out of entrapment. In the reverse, we may not be ready to do this. So this, I feel like, is where it's so important to ground yourself. With the Ten of Cups here, this is you knowing that you can experience pure bliss and pure joy. And I just heard existential freedom in your worlds. That through your heart space, I knocked this over and they showed me, so we have the Eight of Wands here as well. I want to show you this. Through your heart space, we can also experience sacred pleasure. When we come from our heart in everything that we do, we're ensuring that it's nourishing. It's nourishing our body, it's nourishing our heart space, and hopefully nourishing our minds. I feel like there may have been a period of time where there's been mental instability. So with this Seven of Swords upright, it's like this thief in the night, a stealer of joy, someone who wants to encage and entrap and keep you here with the swords. The thing is, for this, I want to remind you, is that this is all in our heads. This is an illusion. This is an illusionary thing, because this swan is not pinned down. At any point, it can get up and fly above these, but it needs us to remember to fly above the thoughts that are keeping us down. This, again, with self-deception, could be self-sabotagery as well. Often we convince ourselves that we're not worthy of this Ten of Cups, or because we've had failed relationships in the past, that this Ten of Cups just isn't for us. And I feel like that mentality is robbing us blind of our happiness and our joy. It's time to change that. These two tens here as well speak to me of completion, of endings. And we have a full moon, I believe in Taurus, on Halloween, their blue moon. And this is a rare opportunity to let go of a whole lot of cycles twice in 1 month. So with the Ten of Cups, know that you are entitled to a life of bliss. You are entitled to pleasure in your world, and you are entitled to the things that make your heart shine. Try not to keep too much of a tight grip on this idea of what it needs to look like. Because sure, if I get fixated on very specific details of what my heart's desires are, or even a specific person, things like this, they may not be for me. And if it doesn't come into fruition, or if spirit kind of removes that from my life, I also may be blindsided to things that and triggers that I should have been paying attention, but I just want this so bad. If that kind of stuff is happening, right, it's because it's not meant for you. So try and keep an open mind here with, rather than focusing on, I'm going to use this example again because I used him before, Leonardo DiCaprio, of, I think it was Cancer, it's another water sign, like wanting to call friends in. If you have Cancer in your chart, you may want to check that reading out. But let's say that I believe my Ten of Cups is Leonardo DiCaprio, and I'm not going to settle for anything less. I may be alone for a really long time, right? So this is, rather than saying this is the person, say I want to call in loving people into my world, grounded and stable people into my world, energized and gorgeous and wonderful and passionate and motivated people in this world. I want a relationship that will treat me right, that will respect me and be mutually understanding, and a mutual attraction, a mutual level of commitment, mutual energy put into this. Okay, so this could also be, with the Seven of Swords, removing yourself from any ungrounded thoughts and anything stopping you from experiencing sacred pleasure in your world, anything that says that pleasure is dirty or it's wrong, in things like that. Because if you see here, this particular card, where above her, when she is meditating, the energy in the rainbow is above her. It's connected over the crown. But when we're experiencing pleasure, it's some yellow calcite that I wanted to show you, and there's a lot of yellow here. When we're experiencing pleasure, our whole body's lit up, our whole body's on fire. So it's a really great way to anchor us into this physical world, and we need to remove any negative thoughts or feelings on. If we want to experience pleasure, that's okay. So I feel like this is asking you to keep an open heart. Know that there may be cycles not yet completed. It's going to take us to complete them. And with this Eight of Wands here, some of you may be traveling. There may be, I heard retreats that you're wanting to do, something that you want to take part in, even like sacred, I heard like sacred femininity, or things like honoring your divine masculine, but like sacred sexual pleasure is really important. So for any of you interested, Layla Martin, check her out. She's on YouTube. She may have something there to offer you. It's just a suggestion though. This card also talks about quick insights, and if you see they're blowing the dandelions off into the wind, this is a real time of possibility. And this Wands as well as this passionate, engaging, creative energy. And I feel like this also is saying if there's something you're wanting to engage in creatively, we want to make sure it fuels our passion, and we don't want to be feeding ourselves lies as well, saying that we're not good enough or we're not going to achieve this, because that's the energy we're putting out forward before it even happens. So I'm going to clarify the Eight of Wands, please, Spirit. What about this Eight of Wands? Thank you. I have the Death card. So this is Scorpio energy. We are in Scorpio season. I've seen this card quite a bit in these monthly readings, for October. And I feel like it is because we are entering a huge period of transformation. This full moon, I think, is going to harness or to bring in and facilitate a lot of changes, because the endings and the karmic cycles that have been up until this point, November is a turning point, an 11-month. I feel like it's this point of Spirit going, 2020 has been a hard year, and it's time to get out of Jumanji. We're not going to be stuck in the jungle. It's time to move on. It's time to take all of the lessons and the hardships that we've learned over the years, and it's time to put that passion and that energy under you and help you rise up to fuel your desires, to fuel your passions, and to help you become the person that you've always been meant to be. But it takes your role. I want to share with you, and I forgot until this point, I received a message, a channeled message, when I was getting ready to record this. And this is so on point. It says, transform your own experience. That's important, because with this Death card, we can choose when we experience hardships and when we're feeling down, when we're going through dark night of the soul. We can choose to stay in it. And we can choose to stay in the hardships, the bitterness, the anger, the resentment. We can choose to stay in, low vibration. Or we can take all of that and kind of become like a diamond. Whatever pressure was crushing us, it just made us shine brighter. Okay, so they want me to show you the bottom of the deck here. And the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords, I feel like with strength under here, that's wonderful. I'm going to keep that energy. Three of Pentacles is in the reverse. I feel like that's because until we ground ourselves, we're not fully working with Spirit. We're not working in tandem with Spirit. We're not working properly with other people either. And until we ground ourselves fully, we may not be fully clear in our mental space. But what I want to show you is often this Nine of Swords, it's a nightmare card. It's things that terrify us and debilitate us and keep us stuck and stagnant. This particular one, they say, you know what? I know this darkness has been holding me down, weighing me down, and stopping me from being able to open my wings, because even if I did, I'm so heavy I can't lift off the ground. It's being released into a portal. So I want to suggest, for a little spiritual advice here, if there's something, be it in your mental space that's replaying, if it's trauma, if it is just like little niggles at you of, trying to tell you you're not good enough or whatnot, or trying to stop you from your plans, I suggest you, in your mind's eye, you build a little portal like this. And in your quiet contemplation, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths in and out. As you're breathing in, ask Spirit to fill you up with love and light. And as you're breathing out, to release any of that out into the world with love. And then, creating this portal, send those negative thoughts through this portal. Just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. So what I was saying is, send these thoughts through this portal, create this portal. where these thoughts that are plaguing you, they're no longer allowed in your energy field. They're no longer allowed in this dimension with you. And send them off out through this portal. And what's important is to send them off with love and ask that they be transmuted, that this energy be transmuted with love out into the world so that it's not going to plague someone else. Another thing that you can do is think about balloons, and I think that's why the burning ceremony was also here, because you can burn it. You can use either a bowl and burn it, use your fire pit outside. If you don't have one of those, use a candle and, you know, burn it into your kitchen sink. Stand over it so that after you can make sure it's out. But burn all those insecurities, write them down. You know, if there's things that you always feel, write them down and then burn them. Help yourself release the energy, and as well ask these sacred fires to transmute the energy and release it from you. The other thing I was saying is with the balloons, you can imagine that all of these thoughts are being put into balloons. I'm seeing little red ones. You can pick whatever color you want. Send them off into the world. Ask them to leave the Earth's atmosphere and to never come back, and as well be transmuted out into the world with love and light, so that it's not something, you're not sending negative energy off into the world. It's asking with intention that it be transmuted. See how you feel after that. So I'm going to bring one last message on showing the island and solitude. You may need to be alone for a little bit, or you may just need to use your quiet thoughts in solitude to help you come up with, what do I need to release? What is it that I'm changing? What am I transforming? What experience am I transforming? And yeah, transform your own experience. Strength. This could be a Leo in your life as well. So there's a Leo card, a Scorpio card. You could have air in your life. That could be, you could have an air in your chart. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I also see with the wands, could be Leo, Aries, or Sag. And there is 1 cups here. So you guys, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And I like that it was in the upright, because it's really honoring our desires, really honoring our truth. And how I feel like this is, if you see these two, there's a portal with all the darkness getting ready to be sucked out of or to leave. And here, they're really embracing this ball of light, kind of like embracing this portal. And it is 2 people, forehead to forehead. To me, that also speaks of like a third eye spiritual kind of connection. So the one last card here, Spirit, what as advice before I let Pisces go. What message do you have? Okay, so that one flipped out. These 2 turned over, 3 turned over. Check the flipped out one first. Movement. Get ready. Be expecting things to move. Once you choose to change and allow transformation to happen, things move. This is also like a river where it's in constant motion. Our life is constantly moving. Things are constantly changing. And what do we want to do here? Go with the flow. Use the momentum. Float a boat. Move things down the river. Don't fight against it. Don't swim against the current unless you really feel that's for you. Go with the flow. Allow the movement and changes in your world that are here to do what they're meant to do, so that you can become the person you're meant to be. We also have here breath. Breathe in the forest. Get out into the forest, right? Ground yourself. Get out. Hug a tree. Oh my gosh. Like, I know it sounds cliche, but the energy from these trees are beautiful. Get out, hug a tree, thank it for the oxygen that you're breathing, thank it for the dirt on the ground, you know, be grateful. We also have fire here and passion with the burning bowl as well. Fire is very transformative, as well as helps us set its attention, because it creates ceremony. It brings an extra sacred element into it. So with this pleasure here, this is also talking about sacred passion, following our calling. And you have focus with crystals. Crystals may be really something to help you ground yourself right now as well. Like I said earlier when we were talking about ground yourself, I like this piece of onyx. I find that whatever I wear around my heart has a very large effect on my mental well-being, my physical state. So we can really use crystals as our own medicine when we know what we're going to expect from it. And the more we use our crystals, we bond with them. They can form an energetic bond, so that I can take this off, kind of leave it in a dark space for a while, let it cleanse, and when I put it back on, it's so bonded with me that it's just like an immediate release of that energy, and I feel very grounded with it. So that's just me though. There may be other things. For some of you, this yellow calcite might be something to try to help gain or build your self-confidence. And I also have here citron. So, or it's, yeah, I think it's citron. But or yellow quartz, whichever. But these two things are very, very helpful for healing and helping and supporting our solar plexus, our belly button. And then I keep being drawn to this pleasure. There is so much of it here, right? So also for this, for the energy of the pleasure and the sacral, you could be using oranges right now. Carnelian, I believe this is like a, it almost looks like carnelian, but it almost looks like an amber quartz. You could wear amber. Amber is a very nice energy as well, just depending on, you know, what you feel like you need. So those are the messages that I have for you guys. I really hope you have a great month. I love you all, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.